Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a Metaverse channel. We talk about a whole range of topics, all the way to NFTs, Web3, all kinds of things to do with crypto. And I've talked about a whole range of topics, and I'm also excited about this new concept called the virtual world or the metaverse. Now, if you look at the virtual world, of course, there has to be a way to put information across to people, and that's what we call advertising. A lot of companies are trying to perfect advertising, and it's a difficult thing to do, but once you nail it, it's a very profitable franchise, and it also helps out a lot of people, and that's when we speak to network effects. So the guys that you're seeing right here, Noto and Nick, they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to talk about themselves by introducing a company which they've basically a company that's digging deep into this whole advertising arena in the metaverse. So, and I'm going to let them speak for themselves. The company is called METAVIU. They've had a few partnerships in the past, but they're going to fill you in what all this means. So Noto and Nick, welcome to my channel. So we can start. On my screen it's Noto to the left, so maybe who should we start with? Okay, we'll start with Noto. Okay, awesome. Okay, could you please introduce yourself, who you are, where you come from, your background, so that people can get to know you.
First of all, thanks Mo for inviting us to your channel. It's a great pleasure to talking with you and sharing our business and ideas, what we're gonna do for the metaverses. My name is Noto. I'm the founder of the METAVIU, and I'm coming from the tech startup background. From 18 years old, I'm founding startups in the tech business. I have sold 2 of them. I've raised investments. 2 of them are already became like great working businesses. I'm also doing angel investing in tech startups. Currently on boards of a couple of them, and also I'm investing more than 2 years in NFTs and especially Metaverse land. So this Web3 and Metaverses are my new kind of motivation, where I spend most of the time and using all my expertise to bring as many outside people into it and make this place very interesting for everybody, right? And Nick next to me is our head of partnerships. He's helping us in METAVIU to bring nice collaborations with very interesting people. And me and Nick have worked together for more than 4 years in real life in our projects. So we are like big team and pretty motivated to have our footprint into the metaverses and help the overall community. And just to give you an idea what the METAVIU is and how we came to the METAVIU idea, right? So in one sentence, METAVIU is decentralized advertising marketplace for the metaverses. I'm talking like at this moment blockchain metaverses like Decentraland, Sandbox, NFT worlds, voxels, and any other, right? And how we came to this idea. So 8 years ago, I have founded a company which calls Wi-Fisher. It's a Wi-Fi advertising software which connects physical landowners to the advertisers. For example, like airports, malls, cafes, and restaurants are running our Wi-Fi advertising software in their routers. And on the other side, we have the advertisers like Coca-Cola, Samsung, Cisco, and Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, who are advertising their ads through Wi-Fi. So when guests log into the Wi-Fi, they can get any kind of advertisement for our companies. We are doing it for 8 years. We started out with very small team. We increased very much. We made this market very interested. We expanded in 22 countries and serving more than 600 locations and more than like 100 advertisers around the world. So we have like good experience in advertising business, and we know what works, what doesn't work, and how to make this connection between landowners and the advertisers, right?
Wow.
Even when we started Wi-Fi advertising, it was pretty difficult to sell it at the first moment because as we have currently in the metaverse is low traffic, we had 8 years ago this kind of same problem in the Wi-Fi, right? So every advertiser was comparing our pricing to Facebook and Google, and as everybody knows, Google and Facebook prices are still relatively very cheap, and they are kind of targeting more towards like big auditory, right? So when you are selling and starting out with the small quantity of traffic, you should have some innovative ways how to approach to advertisers and how to convince them, hey guys, it's the next cool thing, so you should onboard here and start doing advertisements here, right? So we overcome this challenging in the real world. And around like 8 months ago, I was thinking like how I can contribute myself to this Web3 space and to the metaverses, right? Yeah, I'm investing, I'm buying the land, I'm very good with community, but with my experience and with my team's experience, what I can do more, right? Because I'm pretty kind of enthusiastic about this place. So I was thinking, why not to bring the same model, which we proved to be very successful in the real world, to the metaverses, call it METAVIU, change the business model. In our case, in MetaView's case, our main stakeholders are the landowners who will be owning our 3D NFT billboards, and then on our side, we will be trying hard to bring all our advertisers, which we have connections with, international brands, and help them onboard into the metaverses. And in terms of changing business model, I meant that it will be like fully decentralized platform. Landowners and our people owners will have the majority of the revenue share. So for, up to 95% of the revenue from the advertisements on daily basis will be claimable by landowners.
If we're to backtrack a little bit, I think just assuming, first of all, if someone was watching this and they're wondering, what is this virtual space? What is this metaverse? What kind of advertising? Could you, we need to also have a sort of understanding. I wish we could have a breakdown of how that, because we're also looking at virtual advertising, but then there's also the traditional advertising. So how are you sort of looking at these two spaces and putting them together? But also, I mean, the way I found out about METAVIU essentially was through the partnership with MetaZone, which is a company that's also deep into the metaverse space and one of the biggest essentially, and their main focus is these things called metas, which are sort of interact with your virtual experience. You're sort of able to interact with them in real time and change them in real time. So these are all different ideas that fall under this aspect of housing in the metaverse, or advertising, or real estate and infrastructure. So I mean, Nick is in charge of those kinds of partnerships. So how did Nick find out these what is the relation between METAVIU and MetaZone? Why was that the perfect partner? I don't know who the perfect person is to answer this.
I'll answer, because like with the MetaZone, I was negotiating.
He was in charge actually.
So basically, like what I was saying.
So what is the metaverse? What is your advertising model, and why the partner that you picked? I think.
Yes. So metaverse is any virtual land where we can be presented ourselves with our avatars however we want to be. We can create our own experiences. We can create the experiences for other people. And at the same time, when the metaverse will be mass adapted, there will be much more people going in, not like 3,000 active daily users in Decentraland we have at the moment, but in a couple of years' time, I'm pretty sure it will be massively adapted, and there will be much more experience and much more people going around, right? So, and in the beginning of my talk, I mentioned that METAVIU is the marketplace of the metaverse advertising, right? So it means that we're gonna be partnering with any company, any individual who might be willing to have billboards on their land or to have the similar projects. Because main problem we see at this moment in the advertising market for the metaverse is that there are a couple of projects who trying to do it. They are doing it for a longer time, but the biggest problem is to bring in advertisers, right? You might have a nice platform, you might have a nice tech team, everything set up very properly, but if you cannot, if you won't be able to convince the big brands who have big advertising budgets to onboard them into metaverses, then you won't have like money coming in from them, and so landowners and everybody involved in it won't be getting any kind of mutual benefits, right?
Yes.
In our case,
I want to add something, that the main advantage of us is that we've been doing that for like more than 7 years, as we mentioned. We've been connected we've been connected with this international brands. So what we do with the MetaZone is that they are better in the tech part and we are better in their connections. So why don't we collaborate? Why don't we do and partner up and do great things in this space? So that's the main thing. What we want to bring our experience and our relationships and connections in this space.
Okay, so that brings into that transition. Could you briefly talk about the product? What kind of product are you offering? Are there different versions to your product? Is it just one flat product? What are transitions to the kind of, what makes it a unique product? Because I've kind of seen some of the billboards within the metaverse, which kind of mimic the traditional billboard. So how are you planning to create a unique sort of value proposition for your advertising? Which is, first of all, congratulations for all the steps you've made, guys. Congratulations, first of all. So I'm also trying to understand this.
Oh, first of all, what I want to mention is that we are not gonna have we're gonna have our 3D NFT billboards, which will give additional benefits to our 3D NFT billboard holders, which can be integrated into Decentraland, Sandbox, and any other metaverse upcoming. But we don't want to limit our platform only for our own billboards, because our billboards will be only 7,777. We are opening our platform to any billboard owner, to any company who is doing the billboards or any kind of advertising. So they can be joining or any individual landowner, even if they have some their own creation or some billboard, right? So system works like that. So they connect to our platform, METAVIU.io. They can connect their billboards if they don't want to have ours to our platform, even with MetaZone, right? We are telling them that, hey, you can import your metas in our platform, and advertisers will have many options to choose from, right? And when they third party, individual landowner or MetaZone or any our partner connect their billboards or advertising object to our platform, they are getting 85% of the generated revenues through us.
Could you explain to the users, how does this value proposition come about? What does advertising in the metaverse mean, and how do you actually generate income out of this? Because I'm trying to wrap my head.
So there are a couple of companies who are trying to sell the advertising at the moment into metaverses. They have different business models. So some of them are selling on per-view basis, which is very difficult to sell because number of traffic is very low into metaverses at the moment. And we're gonna sell the billboards and advertising on per day basis to the advertisers. We already talked with them. They are already waiting for us when we launch the platform. And because we were doing it same in the real world when we were selling Wi-Fi advertising. So when you sell on per day basis, you can charge up to 10-15 times more than you would charge on per view basis, because we are selling with advertisers not only you will get number of eyeballs, but we are selling the concept of onboarding them into Metaverse, right? We have also one agency who is helping advertisers in onboarding into Metaverses, helping them organize events in Decentraland or Sandbox. So we are doing lots of cross-selling, and we are also giving our landowners suggested prices, per day prices they can put on their billboards through our platform. We have very cool analytics tools for Decentraland and for Sandbox, so where we analyze the data of per land, and then we suggest to landowners that, hey guys, you should put $10 per day, right? And if landowner puts $10 per day, and then on the other side we have Coca-Cola who is paying for it, landowner in this case is taking 85%, $8.50 on daily basis in their wallet. It is the case if landowner doesn't own our NFT and they just connect their own billboard. But if what's interesting is that if landowner also owns our NFT billboard, they can generate up to 95% of the revenue. So basically owning our NFT billboard gives landowner or any interested part more benefits in terms of revenue sharing. So we wanted to give maximum to our the people, landowners in this case, and our partners. And on our side, our promise is that we will be bringing advertisers from the day one, even before the launch of our platform, which is the 31st of July, together with our minting of 3D NFT billboards. Even before the launch on 21st of July, on our billboards in Decentraland, will be showcased advertisements of United Nations Women Organization, Santremi, which is a French
Guys,
alcohol.
sorry not to cut you off, guys. Those that do not know the opportunity that Nodo is talking about here. So like there's, for example, there's an event I attended yesterday, which is the Mountain Dew event. Now, I was able to click and go to a YouTube channel to see these gamers gaming a League of Legends. But I would never have gone there, like never in my life. Like I don't see myself ever having go. I like gaming, but I would not have clicked onto that stream. But the way they did it is that, of course, they have the advertising there, but you set up that plot of land. So I'm imagining MetaView partnering with different events.
Yeah.
So that link that you click on is displayed by MetaView billboard. So that kind of thing can generate some serious income, especially if, or rather opportunities or network effect or something like that. So basically, you've mentioned the Sandbox, you mentioned Decentraland. These are some of the most popular metaverses or virtual worlds, for those that do not know. And people own real estate within them. Limited real estate, just like your billboards. They're going to be limited supply, which means the users can delegate them to other landowners, and they can still have that shared network model within there. So because these are digital goods, it's easy to transfer them, it's easy to confirm ownership, and you guys also working on the statistics. That's okay. And
also like the cool, you mentioned about partnering the events, right? So that's one of our strategies. So events before the launch, we have partnered with this event I was talking about on 21st of July. It's even on Decentraland events page. It's called Fuck Up Nights Volume 28. There will be like, and the main sponsors will be like the big organizations like Ministry of Foreign Affairs from Norway, United Nations Women Organization. There will be like a bank which is listed in London Stock Exchange. So we are talking about bringing in this kind of big companies who anybody couldn't believe they can be joining Metaverse, right? So basically, like their advertisement content will be showcased in MetaView billboards even before the launch, and we are active. And our main idea is to really bring these brands into our platform, give them value also, and in our case, most of the value and sharing will go to the landowner side, right? They will feel on themselves, and they will be members of our community, and together we will become stronger, right? That's why we are partnering with MetaZone, right? Because we love these guys, we love their experience. They entered the Metaverse before us. They have way more experience than us. So, and when we join the forces, we find then it becomes more and more value for everybody, right? So in our case, I don't call anybody competitor, right? I call them, I see everybody as an opportunity to join the forces and together bring something new. Whole Web3 is on per individual and per sharing economy, right? So if you look at any project, right, the DAOs, the communities where they share some stuff, they share the revenue, everything is shared, right? Bad things, good things. So that's what I like about the Web3.
Also, I want to add. Sorry for interruption. So, and also what I wanted to add is that the advertisers and our partners are really diversified. You know, like there are some banks, there are some like organizations, also the clothing brands, the beverages. The main thing that we've already have this kind of a demand of diversified brands who actually want to advertise on their land and actually want to bring their brand into the space. So that gives us more motivation and the relevance of our project and of our business, what we do, and that's the great thing that it really goes to our promise that we are going to bring the international brands. And we are definitely going to do that.
That's amazing, because I mean, I'm just trying to think about this in the lens of someone that has never really experienced some of these virtual worlds. So the fascinating thing is that the transfer of ownership, like you guys have just talked about, or the verification of ownership, advertising. You attend some of these events, and the incentive model to these people, you want to draw a crowd of people to your land or to your event. Eventually, you have an artist. They design a really cool wearable, maybe tops this and this and that, that's going to be enough, or just a proof of attendance token, it's going to be enough to pull a bunch of people on that estate. And the advertising opportunities are massive. So you guys are essentially at the forefront of this because you're working with a company like MetaZone, which I don't think really has any. They're extremely technical and they're good at what they do because they're developing these, and they might be at the forefront of the interoperability standard as well. And you guys are looking at that. You're looking at a diverse range of partners. You're into the whole advertising thing. So you're so far looking at Decentraland and Sandbox being one of the biggest directly blockchain metaverse related places.
Yeah.
But I imagine if you successfully bring in some of these brands, then your reach could actually grow and reach out to other platforms like Otherside or from the board.
Yes, that's our plan, right? So we don't look MetaView as a like 1 year project or something like that. Like when I'm starting the new things and we really want to bring the change, I'm looking them like 5-10 years perspective, because we don't call it like decentral advertising or Sandbox something. We call it METAVIU because it should be platform for any other metaverse which might be joining in. And the main idea here is that all the power should be in hands of the landowners, not advertisers. And one guy which we have in the real world, which I don't like, but I couldn't fight against it in the real world because I cannot go against the Facebook and Google in the real world. But what's cool about the metaverse now and Web3 gives us opportunity is that we can form these things from the traditional world the way how we want them to be, right? So if I had the motivation that maximum revenue should be and maximum power should be transferred to the people who own the land and who own the billboards, I can do that in the metaverse, right? And also what's cool about it is that we are not limiting, like it can be any metaverse who will be joining, right? And we will have more and more advertisers from our side. And one technical thing which is also needs to be mentioned is that in our platform, landowners when landowners will be connecting billboards there, they will be able to see which ads goes in their billboards, and they have the say that I don't like this ad and take this out, right? So they for example, if you don't like gambling or any alcohol or something like that, it's against your personal views, then you can say, I don't want this ad, and it will platform automatically will take this down, right? So that's what I'm talking, like giving the, and also our community members will be taking part in ideas, platform development, and we will be listening to them. So yeah, and my kind of long-term vision is that METAVIU should be OpenSea is for NFTs right now, right? They started out first. There are other companies at the moment, but yeah, METAVIU will be taking its platform fee as minimum as possible, as I mentioned, like from 5 to 15%, depends which billboard you connect. And then
okay, so the main focus is to create your own limited NFTs, but then eventually have people bring in their own infrastructure, create that shared revenue model. And so you don't constantly have to keep developing. People use the platform as an intermediary. I think that's an awesome approach. That's a very awesome approach, and I'm excited for it.
Also, I wanted to add something that Noda did not mention about the price politics, what we have, and why we are on very long-term business and our vision about that. So for the landowners, mainly the price, our NFT price might be like from $50 to $80, which are enough to, and ROI is enough to go on in profit for like 2 weeks, and that's the main thing. And that mentions that we are not focused on minting taking funds from minting and raising funds.
Minting very high,
that's why
very
we are
expensive.
We are beneficial for the donors. And
what I wanted to say is that like we are a pretty strong team with a very strong financial background. So as some projects are looking to raise the funds, our main priority is to build the project. We invest ourselves in there and to bring more value to the landowners. And we don't even ask the landowners to buy our NFTs, right? To mint our NFTs. If they want to get like 95% of the revenues, they can mint our billboards. But if they are satisfied with the 85%, they can connect to our platform. So that's the case, really cool. Right? So And also like what will be interesting for the people is that we have like team of like sales team separately who are bringing in their own connections with the advertisers, and there is a marketing team, and there is a tech team, and we have like these partners like MetaZone and some nice people in the central end like
Right.
Car Travel,
Right.
who technically was who built the SDK for the central end actually.
Nice.
And we have very solid partnerships in Sandbox with couple projects which will be bringing our billboards there. So even in alpha phase 3, which is launching at the end of July.
Wow,
So
okay.
yeah, that's
Okay, so
that's
there's a lot.
impressive.
There's a lot
Get to
going on
say
in the
that.
there's a lot going on in the background. There's a lot going on in the background I can see. And all this
Yeah.
is happening in the bear market, people. Yeah, you have to notice all this is happening in the bear market. This is the best time to build. So when the bear whenever the bull market or the market hype comes in, people think things appeared by magic. No, it's because of people like you that actually continue to keep that vision regardless of the market condition, and they keep striving to build out these things, taking advantage. So, I mean, I think we get the general idea. You're going to sort of create this infrastructure that allows people to get into the advertising in an efficient way, but not really looking to skim off some money for themselves, but rather to create this opportunity. Eventually, hopefully, create a very successful business model, but make sure the barrier to entry is not that big. So, could you talk about sort of where you want to see yourself, let's say I would say 5 years, then sort of as a conclusion to show where can people find you and where do you hope to see this thing, you know? So you could talk about
Yeah,
your
we
presence on the
see
internet.
great question. Like we see in 5 years to be the major marketplace for advertising exchange between advertisers and on the other side with landowners or any interested person like event organizers or anybody interested in, right? It will be like two-sided automated platform where the information exchange and advertising exchange should be as easy as possible, and majority of the benefits should be spreading amongst the community who is involved in this platform, and it will prosper on the others on the one side creativity and the financial benefits for the metaverses and bringing more economic activity and value into it, and on another side it will be great tool for companies who have at this moment difficulties understanding what the metaverse is and how to onboard in there. Even at this moment, lots of our clients are asking us, hey guys, can you help us out somehow to get to this metaverse, because it's very popular, it's very trendy. Even like big traditional brands are trying somehow to be present there, just to post them into their social channel and brag about it that, hey, like we are first ones to get there, we are first one to have billboards there and something like that. So and we as a team have like long-term motivation to manage this platform, to support on the other side advertisers and on the next side landowners and other people involved, and it should have like many metaverses connected to it, and what's also cool is that we are building this platform for both sides of people, right? On one side, we have advertisers who will be able to automatically choose the billboard, upload the ads, pay via business card, PayPal, or any other option. And then on this other side, there is a dashboard for the billboard owners who will be able to set up their billboards, claim the daily revenue, and check which ads going in their billboards, right? And this whole thing works automatically. And we are saying, and our promise is that we are not gonna wait like 1 year or a couple months to launch the platform, right? Even at the end of the month, we are launching landowners dashboard, and then we will be following after 1 month with the advertisers dashboard, and then at the end of September it will become fully automatic without our involvement. But in the beginning, for sure, because it's pretty new at the moment, it's gonna need our involvement on the advertiser side, because they need one-to-one explanation and under like detailed work, like close working to bring them into metaverse. Because current platforms, what they are offering is that here is the platform, hey guys, you can use it, but if they don't have understanding what the metaverse is, first you should explain what the metaverse is, why they should be present there, and close on one-to-one basis with every big advertiser and help them on board. And in 5 years it will become fully automatic, right? It won't need our involvement from our side.
Guys, if I'm
That's
to
our
nice, nice. It's essentially you want to be able to integrate with the system in 5 years' time, such that it's a self-governing system. One way I've seen as you guys are building, the other, because I've been going so quite deep in the metaverse, especially with Decentraland the past couple of weeks, is that a lot of people are building play-to-earn experiences. So that's
yeah.
a lot of people go in to experience these things. So that's another way. You could also look at some of these people building,
That's
driving this space
amazing
forward.
idea.
You partner with some of them. When these events, they normally attract a lot of people. That's a very good way to actually draw attention to this thing.
Yeah, that's how we are entering actually Sandbox. Like we are partnering with Lululand, which is a very interesting experience provider in the Sandbox, and with amazing team. They will be like deploying around like 40-hour experiences, like advertising experiences into their lens. So thanks Mao for the great idea, like the play to earn and integrating also advertising content into the games and experiences. It's like future, right? So
Yeah.
but we should start from something, right?
Of
We are
course.
starting with simple billboards because everybody can understand what it is,
Yeah.
and later on we will be like pushing to booster the creation and
modifying.
innovation space, because we have no borders into innovation into the space, but because it's not in physical world. In metaverse you can imagine any kind of thing and then make it reality. So yeah.
That's the main advantage in the metaverse, that you have unlimited opportunities to give yourself as and be as creative as you possibly can be. So.
Right, right. Because it's a software that you manipulate. You can do a whole bunch of things. Yeah.
Yeah, and final, like before we finish, what I want to mention to our listeners is that we are updating, like posting regular updates on our Twitter page and on our Discord channel. MetaView website is also live. So I think like we can put in comments or like our socials.
Yes, I'm going to put the links, all the links in the description for your website.
Amazing, because we have very amazing things upcoming every week.
Yeah, I've seen some of the updates on Discord. I'm like, wow, you guys are building some. It's like huge updates. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Huge updates. Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah.
Even put everything in there. I don't
Yes,
want
yes.
to keep it. So
That's
yeah.
really cool. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay,
Thanks.
so could we get like a final word, a conclusion, maybe your final? Where do you see this metaverse thing? What excites you about it? As sort of a conclusion, what excites you about this, and where do you hope to see yourself at the end? Do you expect to continue? And is this your future, or is this something that you're engaging in? You guys engaging in just for the meantime, and then to jump out?
Yeah. Just to wrap up with the final words, as I mentioned in the beginning, like I happened to enter this space 2 years ago. I got very motivated. I love how people inside support each other. How we pioneers at this moment with small people doing different experiences for this field, right?
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, like. I'm dedicating most of my time at this moment and will continue like that in the 5 years term into this field, because what I like is that kind of bridging like physical and this virtual experiences and not losing connection to the physical world. Because when I'm talking with people in the real world, they have sometimes like scared kind of metaverse is scary because we're gonna move and live there. But I'm always proving them with 2 examples, right? I met 2 of my great international friends into the metaverse, and then we met in the real life. We had fun, we drank together, we went to the club together. So basically, even this metaverse gives us opportunity to meet like-minded people and to make new friendships around the world, right? So for me, it's a great opportunity, and I see great future in it. So there is no skepticism, or I'm scared, or somebody is scared about it. So yeah, we are full force in. So
that's an awesome point. That's an awesome point. It's the same way mechanization and all this stuff, the internet just created way more jobs than people thought. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
What about Nick? Where do you see sort of what's your final word on this whole metaverse craziness?
So the main thing that gives us the motivation and the vision that we have is that we are the builders. Our team is fully with builders, and we are motivated to be the part of the mainstream when it will be in the future. So So the main thing and motivation is us to bring the value and bring actual value in this this international brands and to globalize things. And yeah, as the builders, we want to give the value to the space, and that's the main thing for us.
Nice. That's what we all. That's amazing, because that's what we're all trying to do. We're trying to figure out this whole thing, this whole space. Sometimes you wake up, you're like, is this really going to be a thing? Like, are we crazy? You know, I mean, every time people think we're too late in crypto, it slides back up, and then all of a sudden we're too early, because the innovations are just it's insane. Things are happening so fast. But I think, to be honest, I think you guys are on the right track, because I've actually experienced these things and have experienced advertising in the metaverse. And if you all do it well, you're building at the right time, you're building in the bear market, you have this opportunity to have the bear market to actually do this. And you know, we'll be there supporting as a community, because we're truly excited to see what you're building. This is not a paid event, it's not a sponsored whatever. These guys we're just truly excited to see what you guys are doing, and that's why this conversation is happening today. So I really, fingers crossed, and I hope the best for METAVIU, and I hope to see great things as we move on. I can't wait for the Twitter Spaces. Could you give the final word where people can find you, what the immediate events that are coming up, maybe Twitter Spaces and so on, so that people know what to look forward to?
I will like quickly wrap up.
Okay.
First of all, like thanks Mawa, and this space event is one example how we help each other, right? We met Mawa virtually from one of the Twitter Spaces, and then we are becoming friends now, right? We are supporting each other. That's the amazing thing about this space. What I was talking about, and about our upcoming events. So on 21st of July, we're gonna have the big event where MetaView billboards will be showcasing advertising of other companies. It will be at 3 p.m. UTC, and on 22nd of July, we're gonna have the big Twitter space, which we're gonna call Pioneers of the Metaverse. We're gonna have invited speakers, which we're doing some like first things into metaverses. We're gonna have the first metaversal DJ category 5, first guy in the metaverse, Carl Frauel, who was in metaverses from Second Life back in 2005.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Nice. We're gonna have Dax, who is building data analytics for the metaverses through blockchain analysis and lots of interesting things. We're gonna have around like 6 speakers from different fields. We're gonna be talking about on the 22nd of July, not about like promoting and shilling our projects, but overall we're gonna be talking about why we tried these things in the metaverse, what motivates us, how we see in the future, what hardships we found on the way, right? How we support each other, and any interesting topics. So it will be very interesting from different perspectives for people. Listen and answer questions and find out more, right? And it will be at 7 p.m. UTC, and we will be posting the links and everything in our Discord channel and in our Twitter, and all the links you can get on the channel. I will be posting everything.
Update everything here.
And it would be great. I want to say now to Mawa, thank you for this amazing opportunity.
No problem.
And we'll be happy to return back when we launch the platform, have the advertisers coming in and talk about that, hey guys, we're gonna celebrate this milestone together. Because what I'm saying to people always is that you should always like celebrate, have fun, hard work, and enjoy what you are doing, right? Otherwise you cannot do anything. So yeah, thanks a lot, Mawa.
That's awesome, no problem. I really can't wait to see what you guys have in stock in the future. And of course, I would love to have you guys back on and update the community on what has happened. We all want to hear these updates with the brands and all that. So really cool, and also following up on this whole advertising thing in the metaverse. And the most importantly, you guys are going to help us have eyes into how this whole metaverse space is evolving, and that's really the cusp of the excitement. We get to see how this space is evolving. So thank you so much for coming on today, guys.
Thank you, Mawa, for this opportunity, and thank you for your time.
No problem.